ago, we're re-educating your nervous system. We're teaching your body how to look in the voids. Right now, it's been focusing on the pain. Your nervous system is geared to look for the pain, to look for where the discomfort is. If I ask you how your knee feels, you're going to tell me where it hurts. You're not going to tell me where it feels comfortable. And that's okay. That's how we're hardwired. But what we need to do is we need to look at the photo negative. So the pain is the picture. The photo negative is the void. It's comfort. But we don't really know what that looks like or sounds like or feels like. I'm essentially asking you to begin looking at the areas of your body that are comfortable. And comfort is going to sound very strange right now because we've been so geared to look for the pain. So I want to go over some of the things we need to look at as far as comfort goes. So when we do the passive stretches and we work with whatever stretch in the passive stretching area that we're working with, the rotation, the forward and back, the kneecap, the hips, the lower back, the patella, the patella tendon, we're looking for cues from our nervous system. And those cues are going to be different for you than it is for anyone else. So the cues could be, and these are some of the cues, they could be your breath changing. Your breathing can go from deep to shallow or shallow to deep. Your eyes can blink. And I know we always blink our eyes, but the blinking can increase or decrease. The mind wanders. You can feel twitching or heat or cold. You can feel your stomach grumbling. You can get very sleepy. Or you can have something else happen. And this happens when we switch the body from a fight or flight state to a rested and relaxed state. So this is up to you to begin to feel into your body as to what's going on and how this change in the nervous system is taking place. So whatever you're doing with your knee, the rotation, forward and back, hips, it will shift once we get this cue from the nervous system. The shift has taken place at that point. So when we go back to this area that we've created comfort in, when we're testing, we've tested these and we're looking for reduced or no pain as we're twisting. We're looking for a greater range of movement or motion. We're looking for greater ease or a position you just like. If you get your knee in that place and it causes your whole body to relax, we're doing the right thing. And I think one of the biggest misconceptions with these stretches is the fact that it seems like we're doing nothing. And that's the beauty of it. We don't have to fight the body to get it to let go of the pain, tension, and discomfort that it's feeling. Once we begin to focus from the pain and now we focus on comfort, what ends up happening is we create a new reality for your body. And every time we feel pain, we're training our nervous system to go to comfort. Pain, go to comfort. And that pain is going to shift. It's going to move. It's going to change. It can get more intense. It can get more diffuse. It can go from burning to sharp or sharp to dull. It doesn't matter as long as it's changing, it's working. And we just need to change our focus. So instead of looking for the pain, we're looking for the comfort. So another question I get is, what if you're not getting results? And most of the time when you're not getting results, in my own experience and experience working with clients, is we need to go slower. Because when you slow down the motion, when you slow down the movement, we increase the awareness. You get more aware of the patterns that are going on. You see the greater range of motion, especially in the rotation. If I'm just going and twisting the leg to the right and twisting the leg to the left, there's no awareness or understanding of the pattern that's going on in the knee. So if I go slowly and notice what's going on, how does my knee feel? How does my leg feel? How does it change? And then pay attention there. And then go back the other direction. So I get a before, a real good gauge of before of which direction is easier. And then go to that place of comfort. We're going to focus on that place of comfort. Also, the relief that you can be getting may not only be in the knee, because everything is connected in the body. Because the knee is connected to the hips, the lower back, the ankles, the feet. If we rotate the leg, this is module 1 in the passive stretching section. If we rotate the leg, we can get relief in our hips and our lower back. We can have the relief go down our shin or in our calf. We don't know how the tension is holding. That's why you have to feel into what's going on in your body. This is so important in terms of getting this to work for you. And that's what we need to happen, is we get this to work for you. And then it's a process. It's a practice. When we feel pain, we just focus on comfort. So that's what I really wanted to share today. I want to make sure this is really patterned in your neurology. It has to be in your head. And that's why we start with mindset. We got to make sure the head's in the right space. So whenever we feel pain, we don't go down the rabbit hole of, oh, this doesn't work. This isn't changing. Nothing's getting better. We have to realize that the process is going to comfort and creating a new reality for your nervous system. Okay, I'm going to go. I have some slides here that I want to bring up. So I'm going to share the screen. I know, Edgardo, I got one of your questions here, but I got to get to, where are we? Uh-oh. I closed them out. Hold on a second. Inner circle members. Where are we? Okay. Type in your questions over in the chat box. Gotta take the screen off. Stop. Okay. It looks like the slides aren't going to be working today. But if you're on the call, ask your questions over in the chat box to the right. Garrick just got on the call. What I want to do is I want to answer Garrick's questions. It'll give you some time to type your questions in the chat box, and then I'll come over and answer the questions in the chat box. So Garrick, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Good. You could hear me and see me now.
Yes. Now it's okay. I had to restart my computer.
Oh, gosh, believe me, I know the challenges.
Yeah, man, I know.
So how are you doing? What do you have going on? What can I help you with today?
Actually, it's been a great help. I mean, I've been doing the stretches. I must admit, I don't do them every day, but I've been working out, like those extreme workouts like P90X3 and all those stuff.
Okay.
But of course, to a certain extent, not pushing myself too hard, because I know I have that problem with my knee.
Okay.
So I'm trying to do all this stuff, but to as far as I can push my body, And doing your stretches and stuff has been pretty good. It's been I must admit, it's been really, really good. Only sometimes I push too much, and my knee reminds me again. You know what I mean? But other than that, great. I mean, I just wish that I can have the everything back the way it used to be, but
Okay.
Other than that, no, great, seriously.
When your knee hurts, how does it hurt?
It hurts mostly when I extend it in the back, like when I do a lunge.
Okay.
that lunge move, that's usually when it hits me. You know what I mean?
In the back when you
Yeah, when I put my leg in the back and I extend it and I bend the front one.
okay.
It's in the extension of the leg. That's where I feel a sharp like pain.
Okay.
But yeah. Other than that, I've been trying not to do like the too difficult moves. Like especially like the squats. Like there's something called this pistol squat,
Yep.
where you do you put all the weight on one leg only. I try to avoid those completely, and I do instead of those, I do what you were showing us, the wall squats. The one you sit down against the wall,
Hmm.
you hold it for seconds until your muscles start trembling.
Hmm.
That I do those. Those are great. I mean, those help a lot.
Okay. I want to give you a stretch, a passive stretch to address that pattern that's going on when the leg's extended in the back.
Okay. Okay.
It's the in the passive stretching section
Uh-huh.
called the plant and let's see, where was it? The plant and pull. It's module 28.
Module 28. Okay.
Yes. So I'll give you that for homework. I want you to watch that. But I really want, for everyone that's watching on the call, it's really important we get this. Because when the leg is extended, you're experiencing pain.
Hmm.
We need to focus on how can we create comfort to get the nervous system to shift its pattern. So when you extend the leg, it's not going to hurt anymore.
Right.
So the plant and pull is going to be working with your leg in a bent position. And in the bent position, we can create comfort in the nervous system in a way that will release the pattern that hurts when it's extended.
Okay.
Is that making sense?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Did I give you, the last time we spoke, did I give you any of the exercises to do?
Yeah, I got the passive stretches. I think it was. Let me see if I can remember. I know them by heart now, but I don't remember the module numbers.
Okay. But it was in the knee strength studio?
Yeah, it was in the knee strength studio. It was a passive stretch. I think it was module 1A. Number 2, I think it was 4, or no, it was 8, and then module 40.
Okay.
It was.
I want to give you more because that's just passive stretches. This is not actual exercise.
No, I don't know. Exercise I haven't gotten yet. No.
Okay. So I want to give you these right now because if you're doing P90X, then you're ready to get the body pushed a little bit. I'd like you to work with now this is in the virtual clinic. This is the Knee Strength Studio.
Okay.
I want you to work with module 7 through
Module 7. This is in the which part of the studio?
the Knee Strength.
Knee strength studio. Okay.
It's a completely different section.
Okay. Cool.
And I want you to do module 7 through module 19.
All right.
But what I want you to note when you're going through those modules is what part of your body, where is your body holding tension?
Okay.
In the hips, is it the right hip? Is it the left hip? Is it the right shoulder? Is it the left shoulder?
You know what I noticed in the beginning before I met you, I had stiffness in my because I have problems in my left knee, but I had stiffness in my left hip. But ever since I did the stretches that you gave me and I started paying more attention,
Uh-huh.
for some reason, because I paid more attention and I don't have that stiffness anymore in the left hip. It's like you said, it's a process, and believe me, it is getting better. I mean, I wish it could get better quicker, but of course, you just got to take time for it,
Right, and we're going to zero in on it now because as we get, as you go through those modules, 7 through, I forgot what I gave you.
7 to 19.
7 through 19. What's going to happen is the patterns that are in your body are going to pop more. We're going to see them more, not just like the big overarching awareness of the tension in the left hip, but how this relates to other parts of your body. Because those movements are systematically going through your body to give us an idea of where these tension patterns are holding on to.
Okay. And one thing, just maybe this would help also, because in the beginning, especially that patella stretch,
Yes.
go from left to right, up and down, sideways, in circle, in rotation. My patella of my knee that I have problems with was very, very stiff. I didn't even notice that until I started doing those things. And it's getting more loose, every time I feel it's getting looser, it's getting more flexible. So
Great.
that helped big time.
Excellent.
And one thing that I also feel sometimes when I drive when am I sitting in my car, that position when my leg is just on the, just while sitting in the car, I feel like a little burning sensation sometimes, like a little uncomfortable. But other than that, it's great.
Okay. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go through those 7 through 19.
Okay.
And I want you to make special note of the areas of your body that you feel the excess tension in.
All right.
And that's what you give me the feedback on.
Okay.
Or, that's what we talk about in 2 weeks.
All right. No problem.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Great. Sounds great.
Yeah. Okay, Garrick, I'm going to move along to these other questions here. Thank you so much for being on the call. You did great, man. I'm like really stoked.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, you can hang on the call if you want. I'm just gonna mute you here.
No problem.
Okay, got a question here. Celia, I have a question about Module 2, difficulty with stairs. Should the knee and shin bone actually move with this stretch and exercise? This is a good question. There are tension patterns that are going on in the knee that bind the knee down. Meaning like you may not necessarily feel the movement forward and back until you work with Module 1, the rotation. As we get more space in the joint from working with Module 1, rotation, then it's going to free up Module 2 more to be able to feel forward and back. So you may not actually feel the movement, but then also go back to that place of, do I like pulling the shin back? Does it feel better that way, or pushing forward? So it's a distinction. We need to make distinctions here in what we're doing. The distinctions is what creates the results. Because our brain wants to go to like a black and white. It either works or it doesn't work. But if we slow it down, we slow down the process, what ends up happening is we begin to see nuances, little distinctions that make it different. So Celia, if you have more questions, please ask and I'll address those. Okay, question here. Edgardo's on the line. Pallavi's on the line. Ildar's on the line. Let's see. No sound. Yeah, I'm so sorry about the technical thing. We're going to get that. I'm going to get this. I promise you. I will get this. Okay. I have a valgus, torn meniscus, and arthritis affecting my knees, burning sensation on the outside of my knee, which moves in waves. It is impossible to sit on my heels. Very difficult to kneel and get up from a kneeling and sitting on a low chair. Also in our conversation, you told me, let's see. I can't see that. I can't see past. Also in our conversation, you told me. I don't have a name and I don't have information there. In addressing, I'm going to talk what comes to mind. Torn meniscus, arthritis. When arthritis sets in, the joint has already begun to dehydrate. Like the diagnosis of arthritis is dehydrated joint. So first and foremost, we got to get more water in the body. Your body weight divided by 2 ounces of water per day. That's like baseline. what we need to do in order to hydrate the body. Then we need to look at the tension pattern that's going on. I was talking about Celia's question where the knee is bound down, and when the knee is bound down, there's no room for it to move. So now we have a dehydrated joint that's bound down on the meniscus. It's bound down on the meniscus, so you have a meniscus that's dried out, dehydrated, and now you twist and turn. It's real easy for the meniscus to tear. So first and foremost, we need to get the water in the body. Then we need to get, like I've been talking about as far as the passive stretches, to get the space in the joint. So we get the pressure off of that meniscus, the way it's torn. What you're seeing as far as burning on the outside of the knee, which moves in waves, it probably has something to do with the torn meniscus. And I want to give you the stretches to work with in the passive stretching section. It's going to be, so you log into the virtual clinic, go to the stretching lounge, the passive stretching section. It's very important you get the right section here, passive stretching. Watch the intro to passive stretching. The beginning of this call was what I explained about focusing on comfort, and that's what passive stretching does. I would do modules 1, modules 2, and module 40. Modules 1, modules 2, and modules 40, and do that 10 to 15 minutes in the morning, 10 to 15 minutes in the evening at a minimum. If it's creating comfort in your knee feels better, then do it more. It's not going to hurt. If we're creating comfort, the worst case scenario is nothing changes. So continue to do those stretches minimum 10 to 15 minutes in the morning, 10 to 15 minutes in the evening. And in addition to that, I'd like you to do modules 22 and 23. And this is for your hips and your lower back. Now, the hips and the lower back play a big role in the tension that's thrown down into the knees. When we relax the tension in the hips and the lower back, the knees don't have to take such a pounding. They don't have to take all the force going down into the knees. Because now the hips and the lower back are freed up to do the work. They're not doing their job. They're actually they're creating an imbalance, and the knees have to work too hard. So in addition, do modules 22 and 23 10 minutes before you get out of bed in the morning, 10 minutes before you go to sleep at night. And the reason being we want to do this is this is extremely relaxing. Both of those stretches are extremely relaxing because you're laying with pillows underneath your knees or pillows underneath your hips in a way that takes the tension out of the hips or the lower back. And you're doing that right before you go to sleep. So now you get to sleep 6, 8, 10 hours in a place where your knees are comfortable. And then the next morning, you're giving that same impulse again into your nervous system. We're reprogramming the nervous system to understand what comfort is. I got the next part of that question, working with the eyesight. And this is what we're working with is the tension patterns in the eyes. When we have issues with the eyes, the eyeball is made up of 6 muscles. There's 3 muscles that focus it close and 3 muscles that focus it far. And when we get nearsighted or farsighted, what ends up happening is 3 of those muscles are too tight. And then the other muscles, it's not that they've gotten weak, but they're not as tight as the ones that you've been using more. And most commonly is when people read close. When they're reading close, they're only strengthening the muscles, or the tension in the eyes is only being strengthened by, this distance from the face to the hands. or from the face to the computer screen. So when we have those tension patterns like that, we can begin working with the eyeballs in a way that relaxes the patterns that are tight, so the eyeballs can balance themselves out. So you're going to be doing the very same thing like you would be with the kneecaps. You'd close your eyes, and you can push your eyeball down or up. Of course, you don't want to touch your eye. You have your eyes closed, and you can move your eyeball down or up. And there's one direction that is going to feel less tight, less tender, more comfortable, have a greater ease of movement, a greater range of motion. For me, when I do this, it feels more comfortable when I push up. Now, the amount that I'm pushing is very, very subtle, very little. And I'm holding my eyeball in that place of comfort and paying attention to the cues that are going on in my nervous system. Like, what is happening? What's going on? And I kind of feel like this chill coming up the back of my neck, which is giving me an indication that it's shifted. So then I can go down, and ever so subtly, the tension pattern that's on the top of my eye is relaxed. So we can go up and down. We can go side to side with the eyeball. We can actually hold the eyeball in our fingers, and you're not going to be able to see this on camera, but I'm going to slightly twist it clockwise and counterclockwise. And what ends up happening is, as long as, this is very important, as long as we're only going in a position of comfort, we're not going to do any damage to the body. We're honoring where the body is. The body is feeling safe, supported, and listened to. And the nervous system will let go of the tension pattern that it's holding on to. So this is what I would work with to help with your eyesight as far as relaxing the patterns. In addition, I would go check online for I think it's a Tibetan eye chart, and it's a geometric shape that you put up on the wall and you trace with your eyes. I believe they do this in China and in the East. It's called a Tibetan eye chart. I'm sure you could print it out on your computer shortly after the call. And what happens is they spend a certain amount of time per day, 10, 15 minutes, working their eyes, and it begins to work the tension patterns in the eye where you're strengthening and balancing, both seeing far and seeing near. So that's what I would do in terms of working with your eyes, and see how that changes. And definitely give me the feedback. Like, I'm excited to hear what you have. Like, how does that change? And I know, Garrick, you were saying that, you're going to try it. Like, I love the feedback. It's exciting to see what works, what doesn't work, what walls do you run into. And that's what this venue is great for, is being able to hear what's going on and how I can help and support that process for you. Okay, I'm going to see if I could find those questions again. There was a couple questions that we got from members, and I wanted to, here it is. Okay, question here from Edgardo. Bringing you to the present, I'm experiencing right now is minor pain in the upper tibia, shin bone. I would say a pain scale of 3 to 4. After doing my morning walks, which is usually once a week, I've noticed that the pain is transferred from the medial meniscus, which is on the inside area, to my upper tibia shin bone area, and it's much more tolerable than the pain in my medial meniscus. Adding an occasional stiffness on the back of the knee at times. On a positive note, I've noticed that I could stand for long periods of time without having to rest in between. That's in a nutshell. Should I consider Dr. Charles's supplements at this point along with additional stretches? No, I'm not out of the woods yet. Just need some direction where to proceed. Thanks a lot. Okay, Edgardo, that's great that the tension is shifted. This is exactly what we're talking about. Continue working with the medial meniscus, but I also want to add working with it is module where'd it go? Skin, it's module 29A, the shin bone squeeze. So I want you to work with that specific stretch in conjunction with what you have going in your shin bone. Sometimes how the pattern shifts and changes, that's going to help you as far as what you have going on. And yes, I would work with Dr. Charles's supplements. I would look at anything that addresses pain, inflammation, rebuilding of cartilage and meniscus. That's going to be real important for you. If I remember, you were bone on bone kind of stuff happening. And if not, like refresh my memory. Send me an email and then we'll address it on the next call. Okay, question here from Pallavi. Recently, I went on a long road trip. Though I got down periodically to stretch my legs and walk, I found some swelling in my right ankle, along with knee pain on the same side. Though I'm trying to manage the knee pain with your exercises, I don't know how to take the swelling off the ankle outer low part, which looks like water retention. Can you please advise? Okay. Water retention happens as a result of the lymphatic system not having the room to clean itself out. So I'm going to give you some specific stretches to do. Make sure you're hydrating plenty. Make sure you're having, when you're hydrating, I suggest going with teas that help with inflammation. So you're looking at ginger, rosemary, green tea, turmeric. Those are all great in terms of ingesting to help with inflammation in the body. I would also look at, in the passive stretching section, the module 35, the cheek leveler, because when the lymphatic system is not draining, the pelvis is the pump of the lymphatic system, and the cheek leveler is going to help balance the pelvis. So I would do module 35, the cheek leveler, and also when you take a break, when you get up for those breaks, I would work with modules 9, 10, 11, and 12 in the passive stretching. I think those are going to be high leverage for you in terms of draining what's going on in your body. And your ankle. Hold on a second. Ankle. I would work with modules 17, 18, and 19. So modules 17, 18, and 19, modules 9, 10, 11, and 12 for your pelvis. Continue working with the ones I gave you for your knees. And then the cheek leveler, which was module 35, I believe. Yes. That's what I would do. Okay. Let's see. Question here from Celia. Okay, I think I replied to this. I don't know. The kneecap exercise is helping, but I don't think I'm doing the other one right, the one where you bend the knee up and move the bones in the calf area. So that was a forward and back. I think we answered that question. I did have fluid removed from the knee, went to see the orthopedic specialist. I will start some physical therapy in a week. With the fluid removed, I'm doing much better. If I could just keep that from recurring, it would be great. Celia, everything we talked about today is going to be beneficial. As a matter of fact, everything that I gave everything that I gave Pallavi is going to be applicable to you as well. So I would work with those stretches, and then, you're a Diamond member. So we try that over the next several days, and then we'll have our call on Tuesday. And we can go over this. Okay, question here from Ildar. Oh, wait a minute. Question. Wow, Ildar's got a bunch. Okay. After talking to you and explaining my issues, you suggested passive stretches 1, 2, 40, and 22 and 23. I have no problems with 22 and 23. It's quite natural and intuitive, but I'm struggling with 1, 2, and 40. It's not intuitive to me, and it's hard to say if I'm doing it right. I don't feel much when I'm trying to manipulate my knees. I don't really feel where is my comfort zone. It's also not clear how often and for how long I should do it. Probably the more the better, but where is the bare minimum? Bare minimum would be 10 to 15 minutes in the morning, 10 to 15 minutes in the evening. And this isn't so much about sets and reps that you're doing. It's about spending time and listening to what your body is saying. And everything I went over in the front, the first part of the call, is going to be really applicable. Okay, question 2. While I'm in the passive stretches phase, you recommend to stop my physical activities. No, you don't have to stop the physical activities as long as you don't do the physical activities right after you do the passive stretches. So we're working with different states of the nervous system, and I don't want you to relax your nervous system and then go push your body. So I want you to push your body and then use the passive stretches to recover faster, to get your body into a state that it can heal itself faster. So I'd only want you to stop the physical activities if the physical activities are causing you such pain that you can't enjoy your life. So like Garrick still feels the pain in the back of his knee, but he's still doing the exercises. It's not stopping him. However, we can hold the bar higher, and we can get better results. We don't have to settle for this is all we got. So hopefully that answers your question here. I also looked at the other exercises in your program. You didn't suggest that I do it on my own. I found the Roman chair exercise. I tried it and it helped me immediately. I feel the lightness in the knees after doing it. I don't know if it's my comfort zone. Now I'm doing it several times a day. Does it make sense to you? Should I continue doing it? Yes, continue doing it. Do it until the legs shake. Try that and see how that works for you. Because sometimes, it's different with everybody. So try the Roman chair, see how it goes. Definitely send me an email. Let me know how it changes. My understanding that the Roman chair is one of the exercises that directly exercise the ligaments and tendons. Yes. It works exactly as you described. After 10 seconds, my leg muscles start trembling. What other similar exercises can you recommend? The slow squat. There's a supported slow squat, which is in the virtual clinic. It's in the Knee Strength Studio. Let's see. I call it the assisted slow squat, module 26. So go ahead and try that one. And keep me posted. That's cool that you were playing around with that. When the legs start trembling, for right now, I don't want you to push as long at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I don't want you to do it till the legs collapse. Just do it for a minute. Do like a couple, 3 times at a minute each, a couple times a day, and see how that changes. And what we're looking for is feedback from your nervous system, and see how that shifts and changes. Okay, another question. This is from Ildar. I'm bicycling occasionally, basically commuting to my office, 15 miles one way. Feel quite comfortable during bicycling. Do you recommend me do it more often? If it feels good, that's great. Yeah, absolutely. I looked at the Bone Spurs section of the supplements. It has 5 different supplements. Do you recommend to use all of them or just choose 1 or 2 and try? I do all 5. That was Dr. Charles put that supplement list specifically together for my clients. Economics related question. I just found out that you have different membership levels. You maybe always have it. I just didn't pay attention. No, I didn't always have it. Those are a relatively new development. I believe I'm currently in a platinum level, but I'm not sure I want to be at that level forever. How can I change my membership level? Can I do it online? You just send an email into customer service at thekneepainguru.com. I will let you know that anything below the platinum level doesn't have access to me. That is, the website. I provide the information in the website, and you can work with it and figure it out on your own. But that is one of the benefits of being in the platinum level is you get that feedback from me. Platinum level higher, like Celia, we work together on a call once a week in addition to these 2 calls that you're on as well. So if anybody's out there that needs that type of support, absolutely. Sign up. Go to the kneepainguru.com product section and sign up for one of the levels. It's real simple, real quick. You get access to the virtual clinic immediately. And then all of these modules that I'm talking about are going to make complete sense to you. Okay. What do you do for knee and right hip relief from bone on bone? I'm going to need a more specific question. It's like me taking, you can compare it to taking your car to the mechanic and saying, my car's making a funny noise. I need more specific as to how it hurts. Does it hurt? Like Garrick was telling me, when he's doing a lunge, the leg in the back is extended and it hurts in the back of his knee. So I get a clear picture of the pattern that's going on, and I can point to a specific video in the virtual clinic that's going to be able to help him. But if Garrick were to go and say, oh, I have knee pain, well, I can't help him. It's not specific enough. And this is where we have to make distinctions in the movement. Does it hurt when you extend your leg? Does it hurt when you bend your leg? Does it hurt when you stand? Does it hurt when you lie down? Does it wake you up at night? Does it burn? Does it hurt when I twist to the right or when I twist to the left? These are all distinctions that allow me to take my 15, 16 years of experience and give you my best. But if it's just, a broad stroke of my knee hurts, my hip is bone on bone, then I'm not going to exactly know. I'm not going to exactly know how to help. And Garrick says pain is under the patella when he extends the knee. So what I would do is I would do module 8 in the passive stretching and put a pillow, like a small pillow, thin pillow underneath the knee, so it takes the tension off of the extension of the leg and work with the kneecap in that place. So we're not completely locking out the leg and extending it. Nice work, man. I love it. I love how you're getting this. The more distinctions we make, the more I'm able to help. And that's really what I want to do. I basically told everybody that the world is round in terms of how their body works. And we're going to look at a completely different area of the body in terms of how to help. So we're going to, wait. I got questions here. I'm going to try this a little bit. Actually, underneath the patella when I extend my, okay, I already answered that question. Got it. Okay, those are all the questions I have for today. I have to scoot. I am picking up my 2-year-old daughter and go get her shortly. So I want to thank everyone for being on the call today. This is the most exciting call that I have had because of the interaction. I absolutely love it. This, it actually really brings joy because I want to be of service. I have some gifts that I want to give. And when you show up on the call and you ask your questions about your knees and I'm able to help you and it improves your quality of life, that just means the world to me. So thank you so much. The next call is going to be, today is the August 13th. The next call is going to be on the 27th, Thursday, the 27th of August. For those in the East Coast, it's going to be at 2 p.m. So look for that. Thank you so much for being on the call. I appreciate you. Wait a minute. Okay, question again. Please address my valgus. And I did. That's the suggestion was do modules 1 and modules 2 and begin to see how that begins to change what's going on in there. That's gonna begin to change those tension patterns. And this is where we gotta quiet down and listen to what's going on in your nervous system. So work with those. Begin working with those. Send in your questions. I'll answer those in 2 weeks on that call. How about mine? I don't know who mine is. There's no name there. Okay. We're going to have to wrap up for today. I do have to scoot and get my daughter. Send your questions in there. We will address them on the next call. If you want more support, there is the diamond level membership. You could always upgrade to, and we will have a call next Tuesday. We could dig in on that and answer your calls even more specifically. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Take care of yourselves, take care of your knees, and we'll be in touch soon.